Hey there everybody! Welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to take you beyond the basics with your iPad. Today in this lesson, you're going to learn how to personalize your iPad, a few basic troubleshooting tips, which tools are available for the control center, how to multitask using split screen, options for efficient typing, and how to email the help desk if there are any issues. I'm going to invite you to pause the video several times throughout this tutorial so that you can actually take what I'm explaining and apply it right away. So just pause when it comes to that point, try out what I'm sharing with you, and then come back and meet me here for the rest of our topic. Okay, so let's get started. As you know, the Manager app is a place where you can go to access any applications that your teachers request or that you might need to use for class. So I'm going to have you open up the Manager app and look for a few apps within there that you can add to your iPad right now. So one of the tools that you may use for projects in pretty much any class is Canva, and that is under the art category. So you'll tap to reinstall or install, update that. One of the things that I should mention is as you're scrolling through, you see all of these different categories. If you're looking for something specific, it's just as easy to go up to the top and actually search for the thing that you're looking for. So that'll be an option for you as well. So if we go up to the search bar and just look for the Chrome app, I want you to install Google Chrome. And that is another web browser that you'll have in addition to Safari. And I'd also like you to install YouTube. So I want you to pause the video now and open up Manager and install those three apps: Canva, Google Chrome, and YouTube. Come back here when you're done. Now I'm going to show you some of the ways that you can customize your iPad. So the first thing to do is to open the Settings app and tap on your name at the top of the Settings menu there. So mine says MS Test Student. Yours will say your name. And at the top of the page that opens, you will see a round circle. And if you tap that circle, it will allow you to add a picture. And you can take a selfie, or if there's a graphic or something like that that you would like to show your face, then you may do that now. Okay guys, so the next thing I'm going to show you is a basic troubleshooting trick. Under Settings, if you tap Wi-Fi, you should all be connected to CVSD student Wi-Fi. That's what you're going to connect to at all times here. But if you're having issues ever with your iPad, one of the easy ways to fix it, one of the first things you should do is go into Wi-Fi here and just toggle it off and then back on again. Allow it to reconnect. The same kind of works for Bluetooth. If you're having issues with connectivity, try turning Bluetooth off and on again and see if that helps with the issue. Just below Bluetooth, you will see the notifications topic on the toolbar. If you tap on that, you can see all of the apps that are set to give you notifications on your iPad if something changes. And if I go in here, you can see that Allow Notifications is toggled on, and it shows me that, well, my notifications could be when my screen is locked or, at all times as a banner across the top. Badges is that little red circle that shows you how many new emails you have or something like that. So you can customize that to your liking and turn notifications off for certain apps if you prefer, if that's distracting. Another preference you might have is under the sound menu. Toward the bottom, you can see where it says keyboard clicks. So if you don't like that sound when you're typing, you could toggle that off so that it's just quiet when you type on your iPad screen. So if you'd like to, go ahead and pause the video here and customize your notifications and sounds under your settings. Now let's click on General Settings. The thing in here I want to draw your attention to is AirDrop. Your iPad automatically has your AirDrop receiving off. You can set it to accept AirDrop from contacts only or from everyone. This might be something that you want to keep turned off until you actually are using it, but then remember that you have to go into the general settings and toggle that on in order to receive AirDrop documents or whatever from a classmate. Now let's go to the control center. I want you to tap to customize your controls and take a look here. So your control center is the swipe down menu from the top right hand corner, and you can choose which tools you want to have in there. So some of these I'm going to probably get rid of. I don't often use notes from there, so I'll eliminate that. I don't really think I need either the timer or the alarm clock. Usually I just use the clock app for that, but some of these other ones are really useful. So especially the QR code reader and the screen recording button, if they're not already in your control center, you should add them now. Another way you can personalize your device is under display and brightness. You can see here if I change from the dark to the light appearance, that totally changes the way that my screen shows. And you can also customize the night shift. So it's not great to look at a lot of blue light like screens right before bed. So if you're using your iPad a lot in the evening, you might want to drag the selector tool to like a more warm tone, or you can even schedule that. So that's up to you. Along those same lines, you can customize under the home screen and the dock how you want your apps to display. I personally like them to be displayed bigger rather than having more of them on the screen, so see what makes sense for you. Why don't you pause the video now and adjust your display, brightness, your home screen, and your dock settings now. Okay, here's a fun one. If we tap on wallpaper, we can change what the background image or the lock screen image is on your iPad. So if I want to change this, I'm going to select choose a new wallpaper, and I can pick one that Apple provides, or I can go into my photos and choose something from there. So if you've got a photo or even something that you found that you wanted to save, you can actually set that as your lock screen or set it as your home screen or both. This might make your iPad feel a little bit more like yours. Just keep in mind that whatever images are on there need to be school appropriate at all times. Back on our home screen now, if I swipe down from the top corner, I see my control center. The blinking red light is the recorder. So that's the screen recording tool, which is blinking because I'm recording right now. One thing that sometimes messes people up is remembering to turn the microphone on. So if I tap the recording button, I can make sure that I have that microphone turned on. Just tap that button to turn it on so it will record the screen and my voice. Back to the control center, the bell is an easy way to mute your iPad so that you don't hear any sounds. Or you can drag to adjust the brightness or the volume level. Okay, so if we go back to the home screen and swipe down from the top, I can easily search for an app. So if you're looking for something that you know is installed in there and can't quite find it, you can always slide down to search. When you're ready to close out some apps, tap your home button and then just swipe the apps away to close them all out. Now I don't have anything else open at the moment. The next thing I want to show you is a little bit tricky. I'm going to open up the Notability app here, and I'm going to be showing you how to use split screen. So if you would need to be looking at notes and watching a video or something like that at the same time, you might be interested in having both of those apps visible on your screen simultaneously. So to do that, I'm going to bring the dock up just by swiping and then grab that Chrome browser and drag it up really carefully. Just drag it up and place it. If you hover over the right side of your screen, it will split the screen for you. And I could adjust the size of that as well if I wanted to make one or the other a little bit bigger. Let me show you one more time because it's a little tricky. I have to drag the app over till I see some black space and then let it go and it will split the screen for me. Okay? Give it a try. Open up two apps and see if you can do split screen on your iPad. I have one more tip for you today. I'm going to open up just a blank Google Doc here, and when the keyboard pops up, I'm going to show you how to split that keyboard. This might be something that's a bit more comfortable for you. The keyboard button in the bottom right-hand corner is where I want to touch and hold, and this little menu will come up. If I select floating, it makes the mini keyboard, and I could move this all around my screen, which is kind of nice. Depending on how you're holding your iPad, that may be something you want to do, but I could place this anywhere. The other thing that's great about this is you can speed up your typing by sliding your finger. So rather than having to just touch each key individually, you can swipe to spell spell words, and it's much faster. So give that a try. To get back to the full-size keyboard, I'm going to use my two thumbs and just spread this back apart. It's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to spread it back to the full screen. And I'm going to tap on that keyboard button again and show you the split keyboard. So if you're trying to type with just your thumbs, maybe you prefer to use the split keyboard, and I can bring that back together if I decide to. Or I can tap that again and merge and re-dock the keyboard so that it stays there at the bottom. So just remember how to access that through the keyboard button to make typing more comfortable for you. So now that you've gone beyond the basics with the iPad, one thing to remember is that you are probably going to have some technology issues either here or at home, and that's normal. It's okay. Think about some basic troubleshooting tips. One of the easiest things you can do is Google an answer to your issue. So if something's not functioning right, use Google to find a tutorial for ways that you might check it. If you're still having problems, you can email the help desk, which is our tech department, and they will help you to resolve whatever the issue is. So to do that, you're just going to open up a blank email, compose an email, and you will address it to MS Help Desk. In the subject line, you should put what the issue is with your iPad, and in the body of the email, be sure to include your full name and the asset tag number, the serial code on the back of your iPad above the barcode. That just helps them really track down which device specifically you're referring to. Well, I hope you found these tips helpful. If you need to look back at this video at any time, you're welcome to do that. It'll also be available on the Colonial Gateway website, which you can access through New Oxford Middle School's main webpage. Thanks! I'll see you soon.